In lab 63, you will find a ventilation hood where you can measure out methanol and propanol. Generally, I have a bottle of methanol and propanol in the hood, and there are beakers for you to pour the stock solutions out into for measuring. We have a pipette gun for measuring the volume of methanol and propanol. There are 2 glass pipettes, one for methanol, one for propanol. And when you hit the upper button, it'll draw fluid up into the pipette, 1 to 10 mils. And when you hit the bottom button, it'll release the fluid into the centrifuge tubes for your curve. If you need methanol and propanol and recycle for making feed, you'll find those in the flammable cabinet over on this side of the lab. Here you see on the bottom shelf methanol and propanol for your calibration curve and for fixing your feed concentration. On the top shelf is the recycle you will use to make your feed, and also if you have any leftover feed you need to save for the next day, just put it in a glass bottle and place it on the upper shelf also. Be sure and label this so the other team doesn't end up with your feed. If you do need to make feed, as I mentioned, there is recycle stored in the top shelf of the flammable cabinet. So you bring out a bottle of recycle. At the column you'll find an extra feed vessel with a lid. So what you want to do is measure out with the large graduated cylinders 3 liters of the recycle into the feed vessel. You then want to get a pipette of the alcohol for the refractive index to see what the percent methanol is in the recycle. So let's take this to your index of refraction station and get the percent methanol. The operator at the computer has a program that will allow him to calculate the amount of methanol, pure methanol and propanol you now need to add to this vessel to get it 50-50 methanol and propanol. Once you have that measured out and ready, you use this lid on the tank to carry it back into the column. These are the procedures for getting the feed into a glass bottle to save. Find an empty bottle on the top shelf and label it with your team number. The advice is it's impossible to pour from this vessel, so we first pour into this fluted bucket here and then we can transfer to the glass bottle. Then there should be a funnel and you can pour your extra feed in the glass bottle for the next time you're in lab. As I mentioned in the lab, you are going to make feed from recycle. So I have a Excel program here that does the calculations for that. What the recycle is methanol propanol mixture that I have taken off the bottom of the reboiler in order to adjust it back to 80-20 for our lab. So that recycle, we're going to go in the lab and measure out 3 liters of recycle. You then bring a pipette full in here and have the operator read the index of refraction for that recycle, and you'll have input your calibration curve here that then will tell you the percent methanol in the recycle. So in this example here with 1.363 index, we have 38.65% methanol, and I'll put that here as the percent methanol and 3 liters. The program then calculates how much I need to add of methanol and propanol to get 4 liters at 50-50. The program tells me to put in 632 milliliters of methanol, 368 milliliters of propanol into the 3-liter recycle, and then I'll have 4 liters of feed at 50-50 methanol and propanol. So one of the operators will go in the lab into the hood and carry out this procedure in order to create feed.